What's good, everybody? This is Mr. Composition, the MC that writes fiction, and we're back at it with a Black Clover Chapter 304 review. And this chapter is called Reality and Magic, as far as the fans' translation. So, as much as the controversy as this chapter has gotten, I want to do a run through and break down not only why it makes sense, but also the implications that it could mean moving forward. Now, it starts off with the aftermath of Magicula's apparent defeat. You know, we see as far as all of these dead soldiers fall from the sky, and we see Lolo Pacheco's curse start to dissolve, and she starts turning human. And Asta's just all like, Noelle, you did it. There's this moment where Lolo Pacheco is just all like, I'm sorry that I'm naked. And, you know, Noelle is just all like, what are you doing? And Asta's just like, wait, I haven't done anything. And then we see this panel where Noelle runs and hugs Lolo Pacheco, you know, and then we see this other cute moment of Noelle and Asta, and Noelle's like admitting that she's super happy to see Asta, but she's so embarrassed that she can't look at him properly, and all she could do is pretty much like punch him, you know. And Nozel, he's just like, even now the curse has been lifted, but I can't speak to Noelle properly. Now, there's this really important panel underneath where Rill and Charlotte are kind of like looking, and, you know, Rill's apologizing, like, you know, my effect of my spell is about to wear off. I still couldn't achieve the ultimate picture. My ultimate picture really is ... And then we see this point where I think it's a growth on Charlotte's part, because she's pretty much like in this good spirits with a man, you know, like, and no problem being humbled and being, you know, given thanks and things like that. So I think that was really, really cool. And just in that moment, Lolo Pacheco runs over with the water. It's like, I don't know who did it. I don't know if it was Undine, Noelle, or Lolo Pacheco, but somebody's dropping these water outfits. Leave a like for the water outfits. But we see Gaja starting to disappear, you know, and him almost collapsing, and him saying, I'm glad you're safe, Lolo Pacheco. And then at that point, Rill and Charlotte hit the ground hard, like, you know, and then Noelle is just like, Gaja, Captain Charlotte, Captain Rill, and then freaking Lolo Pacheco's just all like, water recovery magic, and she's just all like, my magic can't heal these wounds. And Asta's just all like, man, my demon destroyer, like my devil destroyer can't do anything as well. And Noelle's just all like, no, like I refuse. Like, these people worked hard and did the right thing. Like, there's no reason like why they should, you know, die. And then Knock comes up like a G out the shadows. Now, here's something important. You know, Knock says the righteous are not always rewarded. That's reality. Although I would like for them to be ... And then Luck is just all like, hey. And then Knock's just all like, yeah, I know, I've already brought the person you asked me to. And Noelle's just all like, oh, what? Freaking Mimosa? And she comes out like a G doing the freaking ultimate plant magic, Flower Princess Dreamland. And she screams out, I won't let anyone die. Now, this panel with Noelle, she's like, reality can be turned into whatever we want because it's magic, right? And then now Knox says something interesting, and he says this recovering magic is ... exclamation mark. Now, besides that, we get this confession from Gaj after Noel's just all like, you two, I get the feel there's more to it. And Gaj just says, I love you. And at the panel, you see Charlotte with like a blank face. Mimosa's just like, oh my gosh. And Asa's just like starry face. Noelle's just sitting up there with her boxed mouth, like, and then look, this panel is so hilarious. And he clarifies, not as a queen, but as a woman. And then freaking Clover Chica's blushing, and it's like probably that steam blush and everything. It was like, oh man. And then Noelle's just like, hey, wait, what? What are you? And then freaking Clover Chica's just like, like she's just all discombobulated. And then Kaja all stoic and everything. Did I do something wrong? And then we see a little Undine. Hey, little Pachika is mine, but if it's Kaja, ... Now let me actually bring that up as well, because the little Undine is hilarious. Like the Chibi Undine and the Chibi Elibe, I think is hilarious. Oh man. But we get that, and then we also get something. Now, here we are. Knox says something. Well, actually, Nozel says something which is very important. He said, I hate to admit it, but Noel got stronger because of him. He said, we definitely must save you, Yami. Now, what's very interesting about this panel is that Nozel usually addresses Yami as foreigner. So this was a big, thing as far as that. Now, I don't think this is true, but it just made me think if there's a possibility that the curse could have had him not being able to say Yami's name. I don't know why I just thought of that, but I don't know. But it does show character development on his comes to this realization that, the only reason Noel's even this powerful is because of he being on Yami's squad. Now, Knox says something that's interesting. Somehow they have gotten even stronger than I had previously imagined. With this, there's only one Dark Triad member left. All that remains is, now it says a short while before Magicala's defeat. Now it says, we wasted enough time, let's put an end to this. Langris is like, damn, what are we gonna do? And then Yuno's just like, Langris, just buy me 3 minutes, I'll end this with my next attack. A decisive declaration, its true meaning is. Now, there's several different things that I want to touch on this. Now, a lot of people are just like, oh, we want the guys to die, Here's the thing. People don't have to die in order for it to be a dope story. And two, there's a possibility that Gaja's is more important than we know of right now. That literally may be a consideration. Everybody wants to kill him until we find out as far as his importance later that it's just all like, oh, whoops, maybe we were right not to kill him, So I just want to address that. And plus it makes sense because of Real's magic. Real's magic allowed it to where no one during that time would die. So, and the only reason that they didn't die was because Mimosa's ultimate plant magic. Now, something very, very interesting that I want to point out. For one, this is the first time we've seen Chibi Undine that I can recall. I don't think we've ever seen Chibi Undine. Now, another thing that I want to take, so that might have implications later on. Now, another thing that I want to take into consideration is the fact that Lola Pacheca is the queen. Her mana capacity is ridiculous, and they showed that on many occasions as far as with what she's able to do. Now, we got some confirmations as far as like some of what Asta's limits are when it comes to his sword, because that was one of the things that I originally thought was, well, Asta may be able to cancel out the effects of the spell, but that's not the case, especially with this one. So that is an indication that might need some going into. Now, another thing to take into consideration is the fact that it was stated that because of Nox's energy at the time when they defeated Dante, that he couldn't transport people. Now he pulls up being able to move between shadows. Now, they did have as far as the last little bit of the Spade Kingdom, but with what Luck had said, so Luck was just like, okay, make sure to go get Mimosa. So I'm trying to piece together everything here, so at what time everything takes place, because there's time points for a reason. There was time points not just for the characters' power leveling in general, but also for us as the reader to be able to take into consideration how and when everything is going on. So, for one, we have to take into consideration at the time period of Dante's defeat, and we have to take into consideration not just Dante's defeat, but when the Heart Kingdom squad came into play with everything, so from the fight with Dante and Jack to the fight with Asta, Nock, and the Supreme Devils, at the time of what's her face, Marileona going against the ancient devil, and the Heart Kingdom arriving, Morris as well. After Dante's defeat, Luck was there, so that was Heart Kingdom, squad. And so Asta and Luck go towards Magicula. Between that time, Asta comes first, then Luck. So at some point during that, them going to where they need to go, Luck tells Nock about Mimosa and to bring her. So then we have that aspect of things. So that's all going down. Now we have this time frame that before Magicula's defeat. So we have to take into consideration the time frame that's going on and how long everything's been going on, because we have to look at how long Asta has in order for him to do Devil Union, and also how long Noelle can only be in Saint Dive form. And then as far as the fight between Nozel and Magicula, all that going on minutes before Magicula's defeat. So this is very, very important, because now Magicula's defeated, they're all going to be going towards Zenon and Yuno. So that means that more than likely they're going to get some other help from the other Black Bull members. And of course we got Jack, we got Magna, we got Zora, pretty much like everybody else as well, So there's that. We have to take that into consideration, So with that, it was important that whole 3-minute thing was important, because this means that more than likely we're gonna get another powerful level up from Yuno. But of course, we know that's not going to be enough. Now, where this is all leading, it leads into some very interesting things. The one thing that I didn't mention that other people are talking about as well is the fact that Mimosa might have gotten a 4-leaf grimoire. What does this mean with everything? Well, it could mean we have to take into consideration the properties that Mimosa has, and also her importance to the overall story. Now, she's always been in the midst of everything, even as far back as far as the dungeon arc, you know, and her healing getting progressively better and better, and her use, her posts, you know, her being able to see everything in the elf arc, and then to be able to, you know, those are very, very important. Not only that, her resemblance to Tetia. All of that I don't think is coincidental. Now, there's the possibility that she may have gotten to some saint stage. I wouldn't be surprised to see Mimosa become like a nun or something like that, you know. But even within that, what would cause for her grimoire to go from a 3 to a 4? We've seen 4 to 5. We know that. So there is something that goes on with that. But anyways, guys, I just wanted to do a breakdown, a review of this chapter. Not a big breakdown, that will come after the official releases out on Sunday. But I just wanted to hit y'all with this. Now we got some fan translations, because before it was just straight up speculation and wondering, because when I saw it, I just had pages. There was nothing else, you know. So now getting this, I was wondering what Nak was saying. I was wondering what Nozel was saying, you know, all these different things. So I'm glad that we got a little bit of confirmation. But anyways, guys, what do y'all think of this chapter? Again, this is Miscomposition MC that writes fiction. Don't forget to check out my manga and my new song, Invincible Summer. Peace. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, hit that notification bell. Peace.
Thoughts in the deep science, got the sun in my pocket, build your resilience. So when the next winter cycle comes, I prepare with no losses. The work of the soloists of boss. At the heart of my winter, there's an invincible summer. Invincible summer. Too strong, too strong. Yo, I thought I was a goner. At the heart of my winter, there's an invincible summer. Invincible summer.